Good afternoon, everybody, and welcome to His Press Project, to my channel. And we're just traveling south of Caddo, Oklahoma, and I thought about stopping here at this historical site, possibly just 2-3 miles of Caddo Hills. Caddo Hills just adjacent from where I'm sitting at right now. I'll show you the landscape of Caddo Hills. So there's Caddo Hills right there on the foregrounds. You can see, if I can, right there. That's Caddo Hills right there. And it's a historical site. So the significance of that Caddo Hills is some people in this area, some knows and some don't know of this historical site right here. So in 1808, of course, right here was the Caddo soil where we're sitting at right now. This was Caddo land. Just before the removal, the Choctaws coming over here in 1830, making this their land at one time. So this was once Caddo Nation, and of course all the Caddos roamed through area. Of course, not only Caddos, as Wichitas, Osage, and Kiowas all roamed through this area, but mainly all the Caddos lived in this area and their villages. So the story goes of and the historic significance of this Caddo Hills is that at one time in 1808 that the Choctaws came along over here and to hunt in the Caddo land. Well, Chief Pushmataha of the Choctaws and his party came over here to camp and to hunt on Caddo land. Well, as they got here, the Caddos knew the Choctaws was camping out nearby the Caddo Hills. So they was kind of wondering what's going on, you know, what the Choctaws are doing here. So they went over there to their camp, and of course, I believe, you know, they were speaking to each other. And of course, the Choctaws just saying, hey, we just want to hunt here, and, you know, just to hunt, you know, for food and a few other things, you know. The Caddos, you know, like kind of got a little, you know, distraught a little bit and saying, no, you ain't gonna hunt on our land, you know. You got your land back in west of, or east of the Mississippi River. That's y'all's area. But, of course, Pushmataha hunted in this area for a long while. So, the Choctaws here, again, they're all camped out. The Caddo was kind of like very upset of the Choctaws being here. So they said, hey, if you want to hunt on our land, then there's bragging rights. So we got to do something here. So they did. Let's start a war. If you beat us, you can hunt on our lands. If we beat y'all, you got to move back, go back to Mississippi. So Choctaw says, you know, all the Choctaw, even Chief Pushmataha says, hey, let's do it. Let's get the war started. Just for hunt on the Caddo Hills. So the battle took place around that area, around this side, partially probably around where we're at right now. So, of course, the war ended, and guess who won? The Choctaws. So us being the warriors too, you know, we fought. So the Caddos said, okay, you can hunt on our land. So since then, they hunted. And the war didn't last that long, you know. I don't know how long it lasted, but it's not like the Civil War or anything. It was just a small war that they just want to have bragging rights to know if they can hunt on their lands. Or the Caddos said, this is our land, you can't hunt. So, but the Choctaws won. And they started hunting. So now they call it the Battle of Caddo Hills of 1808. So 1808, that's when it happened. I don't know what day or what time it happened, but I know it's in that year, 1808. So there's your little history of Caddo Hills, the Battle of Caddo Hills between Durant and Caddo, Oklahoma. And sits right beyond the area just east of us. So anyway, I hope you enjoyed this little vlog. It's not long. But you have a wonderful day, and we shall see you on the next.